it's ever important for people to know what I do, who I sleep with, who I date, right? But in this instance, it's very different because, as I said, there's so many people that are side-eyeing me, looking at me questionable. I've lost money, friendships, relationships behind it, and I think it's because people don't
only think in terms of people are trying to put something on it. Will and Jada, what they doing with other people?
Yeah.
Right? Will and Jada ain't really doing too much of nothing.
Hold on tight, because baby, this tea is scalding. Bryshere Gray has finally broken his silence, and what he's exposing about Will Smith and Diddy will make your jaw drop to the floor. For years, we've all speculated about what really goes down behind those Hollywood gates, but now we've got a first-hand account, and it's messier than we ever imagined. So here's the explosive truth. Bryshere wasn't just a victim, he was also a savior in disguise. He's the reason August Alsina came forward about that wild entanglement with Jada Pinkett Smith. Yup, you heard that right. August didn't just randomly decide to spill that tea. Bryshere pushed him to tell the world. Why? Because Jada allegedly got so addicted to August's stroke game that she tried to pass him along to none other than Will and Diddy, like he was some kind of party favor. Let that sink in. But Bryshere, bless his heart, said absolutely not. He knew too well what being a boy toy for Hollywood's most powerful men does to a young star. He had lived through it, the trauma, the destruction, and he wasn't about to watch another man fall into that same trap. I mean, just look at what happened to Bryshere. This man was once on top of the world, a young black king with raw talent, star power, and charisma dripping off of him, and now he's doing explicit content online for $5 0-cent subscriptions just to stay afloat. Left his wife, her, spiraled into a storm of shame and addiction. What happened to him wasn't just fame, it was ruin. Let's rewind to when Bryshere was a breakout star on Empire. That was the beginning of the end. That's when the so-called industry mentors came sniffing around. According to the always outspoken Jaguar Wright, those mentors weren't nurturing his talent, they were exploiting it. And the key players? Will Smith and Diddy, introduced to him by his then manager, Charlie Mack. Remember that name because this man was apparently the gatekeeper of the mess. Jaguar dropped bombshells. She claimed Bryshere was only 17 when they allegedly dragged him into days-long freak-off sessions. Not parties, not mentorship events, freak-offs. And by the time it was over, she said he wasn't just physically hurt, he was mentally destroyed. There's even more horror. Jaguar said Will's own neighbors heard Bryshere and Meek Mill screaming and running out of Will's house with no clothes on, screaming for help. That's how bad it was.
Both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Now here's where things really start clicking into place. After that mentorship ended, Bryshere's life completely derailed. We're talking full-blown downward spiral. His career, gone. His image, shattered. He had Hollywood in the palm of his hand, y'all. Empire was one of the biggest shows at the time, and he was being hailed as the next big superstar. And then, that wasn't even the first time. In 2020, his own wife fled to a gas station for help, telling the police that he choked her until she slipped in and out of consciousness. When the SWAT team pulled up, Bryshere refused to come out. It took hours of negotiation before they got him to surrender. This isn't just a fall from grace. It's a free fall. And the root of it, many believe it all leads back to the so-called mentorship with Will and Diddy.
One of the stars of the hit show Empire. Tonight we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had a for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
Jaguar Wright wasn't done. She came back with even more shocking revelations. This time, she put Charlie Bryshere's ex-manager Wright back in the hot seat. According to her, Charlie was more than just complicit. He was the link that connected Bryshere to the alleged predators. And here's where it goes from tragic to sickening. Jaguar claimed that Bryshere's own mother, Andrea Mayberry, was involved too. Yep, she alleged that Bryshere's own mom allowed this mess to go down, that she knew, that she watched her son get dragged into these horrifying situations and stayed silent.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bryschere's mom. I'ma kick you in your and then I'ma go to work North Philly style. You and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry.
Jaguar said Andrea even came to her begging for help. Jaguar told her, "Get your son away from Charlie Mack. Cut that cord, save your child." But what did Andrea do? Nothing. According to Jaguar, she turned her back. She let it happen. Let Will and Diddy keep pulling Bryshere into those nightmarish freak-offs until, emotionally and spiritually, there was nothing left of him. The betrayal, unimaginable.
That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the f away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago safe, to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is, she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay. You and Charlie Mack. They're trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a big ol' they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
And as Bryshere was drowning in all that pain, guess what? He was still trying to save someone else, August Alsina. Word on the street is that Bryshere was the one who told August, "Speak out, tell your truth. Don't let them destroy you like they destroyed me." Back in 2020, August went viral after confessing in an interview that he had been in a full-blown sexual relationship with Jada with Will's blessing. He said he gave himself completely to their little twisted world, participating in what he now realizes were freak-offs. It broke him, emotionally, mentally, physically, and he needed to heal. Part of that healing? Coming clean. But now we're finding out Bryshere might have been the one who urged August to come forward, because August was slipping. He was getting deeper into the mess, and Bryshere didn't want to see another man get devoured. Can you believe this? At one point, August even said he wanted to die. That's how dark it got.
Actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it. So much so to the point that I can die right now.
When August finally came forward, Jada tried to deny everything. Girl was playing PR defense like her life depended on it. But baby, the internet was not buying it. She was caught, and caught bad. Eventually, she had no choice but to admit that August was, in fact, her little side piece. Her boy toy, her private stress reliever. Jada tried to spin it by saying she only lied at first because she didn't think the truth would ever come out. Like, ma'am, you're over here talking about what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom, but then boom, August put it all online, and just like that, the entire house of cards came tumbling down. And the gag? Jada didn't just randomly sleep with August because of some passionate connection. No. She admitted she pulled him in when she and Will were going through something. They were separated at the time, and she saw an opportunity, and she pounced. She leveraged the so-called friendship she had with August and turned it into a freak-off. She even admitted it was her idea. That's when she dropped that infamous line that took over the internet for weeks: entanglement. Like, sis, call it what it was: cheating.
Situation that I considered private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with you.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely.
Now, here's where it gets even messier. Remember when August said Will gave him his blessing to be with Jada? Well, turns out Jada didn't think she needed Will's blessing at all. She said she gave herself permission and went behind Will's back to get her cheeks clapped by August. And people were like, wait, what? The deception, the boldness, the audacity. At this point, people were losing their minds. Was it an open marriage? Was it cheating? Was it just a straight up betrayal with a PR spin? Whatever it was, Jada owned it. She basically said, I did it and I'd do it again. And August, that poor man got emotionally wrecked, broken, torn apart by this twisted dynamic. And remember, Bryshere saw it all coming. He had warned him.
The only person that could give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
Then Will had the nerve to ask Jada why she went and got her back blown out by August. And you won't believe her answer. She said, I just wanted to feel good. Yup, she told him straight up that August was doing it better, that Will wasn't bringing the heat anymore. She missed that rush, that satisfaction, and August gave it to her in ways Will hadn't in years. Whew, I'm out of breath.
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
But just when we thought we'd reached the bottom of the barrel, oh no, honey, it gets even darker. Now, folks are out here speculating that the real reason Will didn't raise hell when Jada cheated is because he allegedly had his own demon. Allegedly, he was involved in things far more sinister. People are saying that Will didn't mind Jada getting freaky because he was allegedly messing with boys, including, horrifyingly, his own son Jaden and Bryshere. What? That allegation came straight from Jaguar Wright, and she said she got her intel from Will's own former assistant, Bilal. Let that sink in. Someone who worked with Will, someone who knew the inside of the house, the schedule, the habits, the visitors. And Bilal, he came out swinging. He even accused Will of allegedly sleeping with actor Dwayne Martin. So now we're dealing with a situation that sounds like a twisted open marriage, a hidden network, and a shattered trail of young men left in ruins. And for what? For power? For secrets? For silence? Meanwhile, the internet is on fire. People are finally connecting the dots between Bryshere, August Diddy, Will, Jada, and all these broken young men who just wanted to make it in the industry. One heartbroken fan wrote, "I always wondered what happened to Bryshere. He was so talented on Empire, charismatic, magnetic, and then he just vanished. I hope he finds peace even if it's outside Hollywood." Another person clapped back hard at Charlie Mack, saying, "Charlie Mack was supposed to protect Bryshere. Instead, he served him up on a platter. Handler, enabler. Watch him in the background of every video. He's always there, always lurking." This wasn't just a fall from grace. This was betrayal on every level. Bryshere didn't ask for fame in exchange for his soul. He wanted a chance to act, to create, to become something. But instead, he got used. He got destroyed. And the worst part, he's not the only one. So now the question is, was Bryshere right to push August to come forward, to blow up the Smith family secrets and drag this into the public? Or did it just add more fuel to the fire? Either way, one thing is clear, these young black men in Hollywood deserve better. They deserve safety, they deserve protection, and most of all, they deserve to be heard. Let us know what you think down below. Do you believe Bryshere's story? Do you think August was running from the same monsters? Is Will hiding behind Jada's scandal to keep his own secrets buried? Let it out in the comments because this story ain't over yet.